Welcome to this live. I'm Dominique Stulens. I'm a 10x performance coach. I actually do this on a Monday. Why? Because that's the day where it's the day where I actually take the time to do my content, to get connected with people, and to make sure that I can share as much value as I can. And I do this through the LinkedIn live, but I also do this with Instagram. And I'm trying now to put it onto Instagram. I don't know why it is not working today. So give me a few minutes, well, a second, before that we can start and that I can explain you today what courage is and why people have a hard time to do small micro actions and where this becomes actually really important in your daily life if you want to be successful. All right, challenges are there to overcome, and this is what I'm trying to do now. And there is no reason why this should not work because everything is being set up to what it needs to be. You see, that's when you are live. Live means that you're having to deal with those issues in the moment. And that's okay. We stay calm and we don't panic because that's also courage. It's actually doing those things that make you feel uncomfortable, which I can tell you makes me feel now really uncomfortable. But there is no reason why this should not work. If you're listening and if you're here already to watch me, I would say put something in the chat while I'm doing this so that I can see that you're there and you can encourage me, right? Because it's only by encouraging each other that we can get to things. And again, if you're watching me and watching me and saying, oh my God, what is this? Then the only thing I can tell you is usually people who criticize you for the things that you do and that are maybe not perfect, it's usually those that never do something themselves. So think about yourself. Is this something that you criticize because you feel it's not professional enough? Then I wonder if actually you're doing things that you should be doing. Just for those that are already listening to me, what is courage for you? When do you think that you need courage and that you're actually not putting all the efforts in to get you to that courage, right? And technology is one of those things that keep people from not doing things. And I noticed this with my clients as well. They're telling me, what if it doesn't work? What if? And then you start overthinking. And overthinking is not helping you to get to where you want to be in life. And actually, just so you know, I'm putting everything on my podcast, which is the Your Next Me podcast on Spotify and Apple. And I also place the video on YouTube so that everybody who wants to review the replay, because I can imagine that not everybody is available at 8:30 in the morning. But it's also a time where you might be sitting in the car and that you can listen to what I have to say, because I try at least, and it's not trying, I'm doing it, but I'm trying to put it onto Instagram, which is not working today. But I'm actually doing this every Monday so that you can get to learn a lot of valuable things, which I want to share with you. Most of them, if not all, is things that I've experienced myself. And because I'm a 10x performance coach, I'm also learning a lot through Grant Cardone and his team, which means that all the information that you get here is being used by already successful people, and they have actually tested and known those things. Now, today I want to talk about courage, because courage is something that I see for a lot of people being, a road block, something that is panicking, something that is withholding them to really move forward. And although courage seems to be hard, it actually isn't that hard to have. Courage is actually, how can I say? To me, courage is actually it's a definition, or it's almost equal to your mindset. If you're in a position where you understand what your courage is about what the fear behind the courage is about, you will be in a much better position to know what you have to do, but you have to be conscious about that. So I was thinking about the subject last night again, and I thought, okay, if I do this live, how can I explain actually why people are in fear of putting themselves in uncomfortable situations to get the courage to do things? And for myself, I realized a lot of different things that came up. And the first one, the fear that most experience, which I see with my clients and which I have myself as well, most of the time when I'm not doing something, and certainly not as a business owner, it usually comes because we are being afraid of being judged and failing to what we're doing. So you saw today, it's not perfect because I wasn't able to connect to the channels that I wanted to be connected to. But on the other hand, I could have said, I'm not doing anything then. But instead, I'm still here, I'm smiling, and I'm taking the courage, and I'm actually trying not to feel feared by the judgment and the things that people will say about me. Because those that will listen to me and will see the value of the things that I bring, they will not judge me. And they will not put the finger to me because they feel that I have been doing or failing on something. And most of the time, it's those that already have gone through those things that understand and that know that this can happen. So fear of being judged is the most important element, I think, that people have when they are in a position where they're not having the courage to move forward. So that's the first one. What I was thinking as well is that most of the time, people don't have courage to move forward because they don't have a clear plan. They don't have a clear goal. They don't really know why they're doing things for. When you know exactly why you do things and why it is important for you, you will find the courage. You definitely will, because there is no reason that when you have a goal and that you think about it all the time, that this is going to help you, right? So by having a goal, it's going to help you to have that clarity, and it's going to help you to move forward because then you know what actions that you have to take. Another thing I've been noticing is very much the overthinking about acting. It's like if I had to overthink of doing what I'm doing here, I probably wouldn't have done it either, because I would have said, oh God. And then I have people on LinkedIn, professional people. If they watch me and they might judge me, that's the first thing. Then I would probably think, yes, but if I have to go on to Riverside, and then I have to go on to Restream, and then I want to go on Instagram, and I want to go on LinkedIn, and I want to make sure that all my recordings are. So if I had to start overthinking all that, I probably wouldn't have done it either. But what did I do? I took it step by step. Okay, I'll come back on this a little bit later. A lot of people actually confuse comfort with safety. They actually want to stay safe because they're feeling, if they're saying staying safe, you probably will not be in a position where you can fail, right? So comfort doesn't come from safety. Comfort comes from doing things and then feeling that what you have been doing is meaningful and has helped you to do and get to your goals, right? And then the last one that I was thinking is most people as well, when they are not stepping into this courage, it's because they underestimate their potential, their ability to do things. Just think about it again. How many times have you not done things because the fear and all the things that I have been saying now, but when you did it, you could realize that you actually were capable of doing much more than what you thought you could do. So there again, we are human beings. We have been developed by, if you believe in God, by your mother, your father, whoever. But in those, in the state of what we are as a person, we have been created to be able to do a lot more things that we think we can do. We all born the same way. Why are some people more successful than others? It's very often because of this principle. It's because they had courage to move forward to their goals and to what they wanted to do. And they're not afraid of the criticism. They're not like overthinking forever. They're actually getting out of their comfort zone and they're making sure that they're taking action. That's why those successful people are successful. It's because of their courage. And so I just want to share my 6 steps method because that's truly going to help you to get into the habit of making steps out of your comfort zone and having the courage to do, a few things daily so that you can make sure that you get practice to it because that's the only thing. It's not a personality trait having courage because that's what I hear as well. Yes, but this person, he's an extrovert or he knows things, he knows how to do things, so he has the courage normally. It's not a personality trait. Okay? It's more, let's say, a training. You have to train on things. It's like your brain is putting you into a situation where it's making you feeling secure, but actually it's not. And because of that, your brain is keeping you safe. But what you need to do is train, and it's training your brain, first of all. And with your training, you will get to where you want to be. So, what are the 6 steps? The first one is you want to interrupt that thinking. You want to interrupt that fear. You want to understand why it is there and where it comes from. So I would say, and it's something that I have done as well, it's making a list of all the things that I'm afraid of. So if, for example, again, I'm taking the example of today, I'm doing a live, and the first time I did it, I got obviously very fearful as well of what people would think of the technology, of all the things that I've been saying prior to this. But I made a list of all the things that I was afraid of. And then I looked at that list and I was analyzing it in a way of understanding what is it that I still need to learn from that list so that I feel more comfortable to do it. Do I need to learn about the technology? Absolutely. I needed to go into each one of them. I needed to hear from other people what they have used. I needed to learn on those. And I'm still learning every day on it, but I'm getting better at it every day as well. So once that you have identified the things that you know already, well, you shouldn't be fearful for those because you already have the knowledge and you just need the action and the courage to get there. So that's the mindset. But those things that you don't know, well, obviously you have to find ways to get to know them and to get better at them every single day. Then, once that you have them, choose one thing out of that list that you want to practice on every day. Because it's not about quality first, it's about quantity. Every time that you do things, and it's, just take the example of little kids, when they start to walk, they cannot walk from the first day perfectly. They have to train every single moment to do it over and over and over again. This is the same thing for everything that we do in life. My kids are, for example, now learning to drive. They are having their the driving license, and well, it's the prior driving license. They are learning to drive with myself, and they have to practice. The first time they did it, they were very, very afraid and uncomfortable, and now they're even driving on. After a month, they're driving on the highway, and they're doing a good job because they got confident and they do it more often. So practice every single day on that one thing that you feel that you need courage and that you need to learn better so that you can get better at it. Also here, when I started to become a business owner, I realized that one of the things that I was the most afraid of was to be visible, being online, showing myself, talking even in another language. But it's by taking that first step, that first video that I took, that I registered or that I recorded and that I put onto my social media. And I saw that nothing was happening. I mean, nothing in the sense of, the sky was not falling onto my head. I didn't die. I didn't get like a lot of criticism. I think even people that criticize you, after a while, they probably will admire you for what you're doing. But it's certainly not the criticism that was going to kill me. So that is also something. Do it every single day. If I wasn't doing this live every Monday, I probably wouldn't have the courage to get online live like this. And having that courage now, it helps me to take the content from what I do today, I put it onto other channels, and I'm being omnipresent in a way. And it gives more people the possibility of reaching out to me and seeing what I can propose. But courage in my coaching with my clients, that is what I coach on to almost every single week. I have the Shift program, which is a year program for those that want to go really high level in their business and level up their game. And every single week, I have a work practice with them. And if there are things that they are really afraid of, I take them really by the hand to help them to do that. And sometimes you need somebody like that to give you the courage. Because if you don't believe in yourself, that's okay, because your coach, and in this case me, I believe in you. And that's where I can help you to get where you want to be. Okay, so that's the third one. Practice every single day. And to do that, choose one micro action. I just gave you the example of what I did with a video or even my lives, but take one single micro action every single day. So if you have your list and you know what you have to improve on or what you need to learn, and you have chosen to do that every day, then take that action and just start doing it. If you need somebody to keep yourself accountable for, then that is maybe something that you can do as well, is ask somebody to keep you accountable every day. You can have your coach, obviously, but you can also ask somebody at home, whether it's your kid, whether it's your husband or your wife, or whoever it is. Just take somebody for like a buddy, yeah, somebody and a buddy. Take a buddy to help you to keep yourself accountable, because that can really help. So after that, at the end of each day, analyze what the degree of fear really was. So, for example, if in the morning you were fearful of putting yourself onto social media with a video, and you have done it because you did that micro action, end of the day, before you go to bed, have a bit of an analysis and then try to think back. Okay, how big was that fear before I started? How big is the fear right now after that I did it? And what has been the result of the action that I've taken? Was it that hard? Did I fade it? Did I fall apart? Whatever, right? But just make sure that you write down your analysis. Criticize yourself in a positive way. Make sure that you understand exactly what you have done and the success that you got out of it. And if you feel the success is not there yet, that's okay. Then you can just add on to what could I improve even more on that micro action so that I can test it again tomorrow. With Grant, and I don't have a sales team right now, but I have myself. And that is what is one of the points as well. It's when you practice every day, just use something. Like with Grant, what they do on a daily basis, before they start the day, with everybody in the company, they celebrate their successes. But they also practice on their sales team. They practice how to sell to people. And they're damn good just because they're practicing every single day. You have to know that you need actually 12 hours. If you don't do something that is that you need courage for, and you don't do it for 12 hours, and you have practiced before, you will lose the habit of doing it. And it means that you actually will have to train again to be better. So if you do something very often, you will get so used to it that it's becoming an habit, and that habit is going to help you to actually get to that level of security and comfort. So repeat this every day and you will see that you will get a lot better to this. So this is the 6 steps method. So just as a recap, interrupt your fears, your thoughts, just write them down. Then see out of that list what you need to learn so that you can get better at it. And it will be a lot easier to do things. Practice every day. Just take somebody to help you to practice if needed. It can be AI, it can be somebody in your environment, or it can be your coach, whoever. Choose an uncomfortable micro action every day, that one little thing that can already make a big difference. Analyze in the evening what the degree of fear was and what your action has given you as a success. And then the last one, repeat it every single day. All right. Okay, so just so you know, I'm here every Monday at 8:30, and you can find me on Spotify or on YouTube with the Your Next Me podcast, so that you can actually follow me and give me a like, give me something that can help me as well to see that this is going to help others, and it gives me the courage as well to continue doing these things. Have a great week, and we'll speak next week again. Bye for now.